First, search for the file after downloading it, and make sure to unblock the file through going to Properties, then tick Unblock, and then OK. Once the file opens, you will have multiple of sheets for your procure-to-pay daily operations. The inquiry sheet represents the log for all the transaction, and it is the crucial sheet which will have all data collectively. If you have a group of companies, which a purchase orders can be issued from multiple of companies inside your group. Define your company abbreviation, company name, etc. These will be the billing address shown in the LPO. In projects, you can add as much as you want and add the terms for each purchase orders in columns wise, as much rows, as much columns you need. Now to the suppliers list. You can add your suppliers data in suppliers list sheet as per the first row formatting. In all of the workbook, make sure not to change the rows and columns data. It is crucial. The supplier ID is automatically adds up once a new supplier is added to your supplier list. As follows. Now, to the items list, you need to define a master item lists. First, define your material categories and the abbreviation for the material category. Here is an important note. Once you add an item code for the item list, you need make sure to add first the abbreviation of the material category, then dashes, then whatever code you want to represent the item. Now we are ready to have a cycle test. For an example of having a material of black sand been requested from the requester, and the purchase officer reserves it. He will start with going to Inquiry Sheet, define the project required. Adding the first sequence, a dash, after the project code is a must. After that, once a project is selected, it will be automatically giving back to you the last purchase request entered for the specific project. Add the inquiry and required dates and requester name, as in this example. Once this is done, you can add the item code and description with the unit and QTY requested. If there are special notes and why this material is going to be used in what purpose. In our example, black sand, adding the unit and quantity, then press Add Inquiry. But before I will show you the limit data and QTY limit sheet usage for adding limits to the item required for each project. As follows, this allows you to automatically get quantity approval for the certain mentioned item, eliminating a long cost control procedure in limit approval before ordering each request. As shown in the QTY limit, pressing the Update button, you can see the summary for the item's limit and requisitions. Now going back to our example, after adding the data, you can press Add Inquiry. His will send the data added to the Inquiry Summary Sheet, which is the master log for all transactions and status checking for each item in the purchase requisitions. Now the fun part. You can attach the purchase request or drawing or related file to the request. It will automatically create a folder on your desktop showing the project ID, then folder named LPO, then the request number. All related documents for this request will be stored in this folder, as you will see soon. This allows a proper file management and tracking. Now in Inquiry Summary Sheet, you can press the status. It will show what this item is pending for before completion as the next step to reach the completion of the request. It shows approved as the material that is considered critical item and mentioned in the limit data and has limits. It compares the requested quantity with the limit and returns the approval status if matching the limit. It returns revise. If more, it returns rejected. Let's assume the quotation is reached, and after comparison, we need to prepare an LPO approval request. We fill in the MPR ID after selecting the company that the LPO needs to be prepared from. The system gives automatically the next purchase order number for the selected company. Add the supplier that the purchase order will be sent to. Add the remain data. After fetching, the mentioned in green are data to be filled manually. Remaining will be filled by fetching the data. Then click Save. It will automatically save in the same folder of the purchase requisition, and it will be sent to the same request folder. This will make sure that all request documents, collective organized in one folder. This is the file you give to the procurement manager or the general manager for his signature and approval before going to the LPO sheet to start printing the LPO. Fill in the remaining data required for the max rate received in a QTN and lower rate, and the selected also add the discount given on total in any given. All PDF files will be saved in one folder as shown. This LPO draft you can either print and get an approval, or you can send it by email, however suits you to get the approval accordingly. For all buttons being saved, it sends the data to the in-summary sheet, which is the master data and collective data throughout the cycle, and also gives you what is the status pending for this item, as shown pending for quotation, then pending management approval after preparing the draft. So it gives the action required to proceed. To prepare the LPO for final signature and printing before sending to supplier. Also, once saved, you need to go the LPO sheet. Then press the first button. A form will pop to add the necessary data